Hello and welcome back to the Everton Football channel, and today we are back with another episode of Premier League Preview. This week we are previewing Gameweek 33, but before we do that, let's look at last week's fixtures. As you can see, I got the Manchester United 3-0 win over Brighton exactly right, and obviously the surprise of the week is Manchester City's 4-0 thrashing of Liverpool. I predicted a Manchester City win, and obviously that did happen, but I didn't predict the margin and the straight domination and ease in which Man City would win the game. Liverpool were terrible, whereas City was everything but. Raheem Sterling getting his revenge on Joe Gomez, not only scoring a goal, winning the penalty, and setting up Oxlade-Chamberlain for his own goal. In the process of him scoring, he also nutmegged Joe Gomez, so well in Raheem Sterling. Anyway, let's get into this week's fixtures. Before we get into the video, make sure you hit that like button below, subscribe down below, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload from the FSS channel. Also, check out my personal channel down below, FSS114, where I'll make gaming videos, vlogs, you name it, I'll probably make it at some point. Anyway, let's get into the video. First game we have is Norwich City versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Norwich are awful, and they're still yet to pick up their first points since the return of the Premier League. In fact, they're yet to score a Premier League goal since the restart. Brighton come into this after a devastating 3-0 defeat to Manchester United, but they've been in pretty good form since the return of the Premier League, beating obviously Arsenal, and they've got a few good results here and there. Obviously drew to Leicester as well, and should have won that if it weren't for a brilliant Kasper Schmeichel save from the penalty spot. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Brighton win. Leicester City vs Crystal Palace. Leicester City have been in terrible form since the restart and are yet to pick up a win. In fact, only scoring 2 goals since Project Restart. Palace have been hit and miss. Obviously they won their first game back against Bournemouth 2-0. Since they've gone on to lose 4-0 to Liverpool and 1-0 to Burnley. Although Leicester's poor form, I see them winning this game. Jamie Vardy will most likely refine his form and will win 3-1. Manchester United versus Bournemouth. Here we have probably the best team since the restart versus probably one of the worst teams. It's Manchester United versus Bournemouth, obviously. Manchester United look fantastic, especially since Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba has been starting in midfield together. Back-to-back 3-0 wins over Sheffield United and Brighton, and they're looking fine form. They look brilliant everywhere. Mason Greenwood scoring a fantastic goal, while also then providing an assist for Bruno Fernandes last time out. And I can see that connection continuing. And Bournemouth have just been terrible. They've been awful. Yet to pick up a win again since the return of the league. And I see this going only one way, and that's a Manchester United win. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Arsenal. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw here. Both coming into the game in pretty good form. Wolves up there with Manchester United with one of the best starts since the return of the Premier League, yet to lose, and are pushing for European places. I think it's going to be a close encounter, with both teams nicking a goal. It could be 1-0, 2-1, either way. But I'm going to go 1-0. Chelsea versus Watford. Chelsea come into this game after an embarrassing 3-2 defeat to West Ham United, and they need a win. Manchester United and Wolves are hotly on their tails and are only 2 points off of them, so they need to keep winning. Leicester are 1 point above them in third, so that theoretically Chelsea could take Leicester's third place role with a win, and I see them doing that. Watford, they've been hit and miss since the restart, and I don't see them being able to beat Frank Lampard's men. We're going to now. Next we have Burnley versus Sheffield United. Sheffield United finally found their first win back from lockdown with a 3-1 victory over Tottenham. Burnley also come into this game with a victory, beating Crystal Palace 1-0, and I see this being a low scoring affair. Either team could nick it, but I'm going to go 0-0. Newcastle United versus West Ham. Both teams come to this game after big wins. Newcastle coming off of a 4-1 win against Bournemouth, whereas West Ham beat Chelsea 3-2 as mentioned before. West Ham needs to kick on from this. They're in a relegation scrap and they need all the points they can get, whereas Newcastle are safe and aren't really playing for much anymore. And because of this, I think West Ham will kick on and I think they're going to get a 1-0 win over Newcastle. Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Liverpool, coming off the back of that embarrassing 4-0 defeat to Manchester City, will want to put things right and show why they are the champions of the Premier League. And I think they will. Liverpool played terribly against Manchester City, and Klopp ain't going to allow that to happen again. No chance. Villa come off the back of a defeat, and I see it continuing. This Villa team could be anyone, and I think they'd lose. This could be Manchester City again, and they'd probably lose because Liverpool have a point to prove now after what was a terrible and embarrassing performance. So I'm going 2-0 to Liverpool with Sadio Mane scoring a brace. Next we have Southampton versus Manchester City. Southampton have been pretty good since the break, however Manchester City are just too strong. Sterling looks back in form and firing. KDB is he's immense, isn't he? He's just amazing and he looks on top form, and Phil Foden is playing very well. He's getting in the goals. Obviously was very good against Liverpool. I don't see anything but a Manchester City win, but by how many? Like I said, KDB's in great form, Sterling's in great form, Foden's in great form. They've got Riyad Mahrez, they've got Bernardo Silva, they've got David Silva. They've just got so many options, and we go for a 3-0 Manchester City win. I'm gonna say Foden will score as well. And the final game of the week is Spurs versus Everton. I see this game being close. Both teams are doing fairly well since the break. However, Everton are the better of the two form-wise. They're coming off a 2-1 victory over Leicester, while Spurs come into the game after a 3-1 defeat to Sheffield United. Like I said, I think it's going to be a close game. Either team could win it. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw with probably Harry Kane scoring, but I reckon he'll be awfully from 90% of the game. He'll score one goal though. And finally, we have player to watch. And once again, I'm going to go for a Manchester United player. It's Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has just been pivotal to everything positive Manchester United have done since the break and since he signed. Really, he's a midfield. He's a general midfield who scores goals, gets assists, and just helps. He helps Pogba play at his best, and Pogba helps Bruno play at his best, and they just create goals. And without them, we're a 10 times worse side. Bournemouth are terrible and shambolic defensively, and Bruno Fernandes loves that sort of team. We saw against Brighton, scored twice at that back post for that volley after a delightful Mason Greenwood cross. And I can see it's being a similar sort of game. Like I said, I thought it was going to be 4-0 to Manchester United. I can see Bruno Fernandes getting a few assists, maybe a goal too. So he is my player to watch, and I promise it won't always be Manchester United players. Anyway, if you have enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think the results for this week's games will be and what you thought about this video. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Peace.